What's going on, guys? Welcome to a technically Final Fantasy Brave Access video, but we're going to be talking about, I know it's probably not going to ever happen, but what if Final Fantasy Brave Access did collaborate with Genshin Impact? I feel like that would never ever happen, but if it did, this is what I came up with. Regardless if they're broken or not, this is what I came up with. So, Hu Tao here with her hat has a TMR, 55 attack, 15 defense and spirit. And the passive is 50% attack when equipped with a spear, 2 Empress crystals per turn, and also only for her 50% low burst damage. As an STMR, Staff of Homa, of course. Spear of 202 attack, 200 spear, passive 20% HP, 50% attack. For herself only, 100% attack, 50% low burst damage. Gains an attack buff of 100 to 350% based on HP remaining at the start of the turn. So pretty good stuff here. So as you'll see throughout the slides here, there will be things that you may not like. You don't have to equip her STMR. You may not have to equip her TMR depending on what your attack is and stuff like that. So I'm trying to make it kind of versatile and how you can do those kind of things. So anyways, moving on to the first slide here of her base form, which is going to be a support. And she's a true brave shift, so she has no cooldown and also infinite turns. Blood Blossom, fire and parafall enemies by 130%. Boost all allies fire element, basic fire amp by 35%. If Hu Tao's HP is lowered by 50%, but what I meant to say is, if her HP is lower or at 50% or lower than 50% HP, fire and parallel 140% to one enemy, and also fire amp of 40%. For all allies. Key party, heal all allies, remove attack and defense breaks on all allies, 35% physical, magical, and general mitigation for all allies. Pretty okay. Heals are back up if you need to do that. Spear plunge, imperil all enemies by a spear weakness of 30%, and also increase accuracy by all allies 100%. Now I think this might be just a cooldown. I should have changed this to a cooldown, but just so you guys know, that might be a cooldown instead. The more the merrier. If all teammates are alive and have over 50% HP, boost attack and magic by 30%, LB damage by 150%, and also Reaper 150% Reaper killer to all allies. And a small little thing here, if Hu Tao is under 50% HP, then full stat buff of 330% attack, or 330% stat buff, and 200% low burst damage buff. And also 200% Reaper killer for all allies. So it's good, but it's all of it's based on if she can have lower HP or not. So it's still something, right? Life Siphon, reduce HP by 5%, restore MP to all allies by a total of HP lost per turn. Triple Trickery, triple cast. She has that in both forms, by the way. I forgot to put that on the other side, but she has that in both forms. Obviously, she'd have triple cast. Hu Tao's Ghostly Support, reduce HP by 10%. Provide 2 stacks of Mirage for all allies. Cure defense and spear breaks for all allies, and also prevent stat break for all allies as well. Pretty good. Moonlight Sprint cooldown, reduce all cooldowns by 1 turn for all allies except for caster. 85% full break to all enemies. Fire Pyre, Pants on Fire, imbue all allies with fire element. 50% fire amp for all allies. If Hu Tao is 50% HP or less, imbue all allies with fire element, or increase ice resistance by 100% for all allies, and also 25% fire amp. Blood Boil Grandest ability, reduce Hu Tao's HP to 50% flat, just flat HP, so whatever it is, it's going to be reduced by 50%. So even if you have, like, say for example you have 1000 HP, it's going to be down to 500 HP, something like that. Restore all allies HP by 100%, except for herself, of course. And also restore all allies MP by 100%, increase Hu Tao's defense and spirit by 350%. Gristle Stage, Magnus ability. Provide a field effect, all damaging abilities gain critical hits. Reduce all enemies' fire resistance by 30%, stacks with just the normal imperils. Just like, I just wanted to put that there in case you guys didn't know that, because it does stack. Similar to like Nyx's and stuff like that, so it stacks. Passives here. TMR ability, Spirit Guide, 50% HP, Defense and Spirit 30%, HP regen 3% each turn, auto cast at the start of battle or when revived, increase all allies attack magic by 200%, and 10% fire amp. Even pranked. Auto cast 3 stacks of Mirage to all allies on the 3rd turn, plus 30% magic mitigation if Hu Tao's HP is 50% or less, 4 stacks of Mirage for all allies, and 40% general magical mitigation on that 3rd turn. 77th Director of Wengshun Funeral, increase LB fill rate by 300%, and also LB crystal fill by 4 each turn, 10% MP refresh. She's the boss. Auto cast at the start of battle or when revived, 75% full break to all enemies, 25% physical magical mitigation for all allies. Prankster, auto cast on turn 2, give all allies Passion Swing, Stardust Ray Chaining 50 times mod non-elemental, increase TDH by 200%, and also Chain Mastery by 100%. Ghostly Companion, chance to ignore fatal damage by 100% when HP is above 1%, maximum is 5 times, and the Lone Burst, Director's Orders, increase all allies attack, all stats by 350%, Lone Burst damage by 200%, increase Fairy and Reaper killers to all allies by 200%, if Hu Tao's HP is 50% or less, 400% stat buff for all allies, 250% Lone Burst damage, and also Fairy and Reaper killer, 250% for all allies. Now the killers might be a little too high, but remember guys, you need to keep her at 50% or less HP, so in a Brave Shift form she's going to be a Chainer and Finisher, Secret Spear of Wengshun, Stardust Ray Chaining, 80 times mod, increase the mod of that move, of the same move by 10 times, 1 time after 1 cast, so basically you're not going to get it 10 times each time you use it, it's only do it once, so it doesn't stack with itself obviously, as most modifiers don't stack unless it specifies that it does. And Guide to Afterlife, reduce HP by 10%, imbue caster with fire element. Also, increase attack by 200%. If Hu Tao's HP is 30% or lower, increase caster's attack by 400%. Parmitia Papillo State, locked ability until Guide to Afterlife is used. Fire amp for caster 40%. Fire imbues and amps cannot be dispelled for casters, so basically you seal the imbue so you can't be dispelled. Your imbue can't be dispelled by enemies, but only for herself. Increase accuracy by 100%. If damaging an enemy, apply Blood Blossom to affect all enemies. Fire damage over time 45 times mod, and she also heals based on the damage over time to the boss each turn. Charge attack 78 times AoE chaining, 25% Spear in Peril, and also reduces 2 HP per cast. You have Icebreaker on a cooldown on turn 2, 3 turn cooldown, 72 times Stardust Ray Chaining plus 70 times mod on top of that, 50% defense ignore to one enemy. Spirit Sender, grant us 2 uses, increase Fairy and Reaper killers for caster by 150%, and also fill LB Gauge to max, and Spear in Peril is 30%. Pranking you, Magnus 3 uses, Stardust Ray Chaining 100 times plus 100 times mod, reduce fire, do Fire in Peril 130%, 2 stacks of Mirage for all allies, and also 40% general mitigation. Passives Flutter by, fill LB Gauge by 4 each turn, recover 4% MP each turn. And on top of that, increase the attack and HP by 50%. Sanguine Rogue, 150% Spirit, and also Reaper Killer, and Fairy Killer, sorry about that. If Hu Tao's HP is 50% or lower, autocast Pyro Boost. All chaining for caster will be critical hits if imbued with fire. Crimson Bouquet, increase all modifiers except Lunar Burst by 30 times. 150% Lunar Burst damage passive. Ominous Rainfall, if Hu Tao's HP falls by 10%, increase the modifier of the Lunar Burst by 30 times for 3 turns. So basically, All it requires for that to be activated is just reduce her HP by 10%, and she'll get that 30 times mod boost, but only one time. Only one time. Lingering Carmine, increase TDH by 200%, and give her the 100% chain cap, so now she's at 500%. So Indestructible Light will give her 600%. 100% attack when equipped with the spear, 50% HP, 30% defense of spirit, also immune to charm and stop. So that should probably be her TMR ability. I didn't write that down apparently. Garden of Eternal Rest. I couldn't think of anything for this one. I could not think of anything for this one because the description in Genshin, it doesn't really make sense for this game. So I just put 100% resistance to zombies, so the first person to ever have resistance to zombie, and also 100% MP, 100% MP passive. Floral Essence. Incense, 250% LB fill rate on the 5th turn, filled LB gauge by 40 for one time only. Butterfly's Embrace, when an ally is KO'd, gain the ability Butterfly's Embrace, 20% attack buff, 300% low burst damage buff, and also 50% fire amp for a caster for 2 turns. Her Limit Burst and her Brave Shift form will be Spirit Soother, decrease defense by 85% for enemy, decrease fire resistance when enabled by 125%, and also increase fairy and spirit killer, or that should be undead. That should be Reaper killer. Sorry about that. There's a lot of mistakes because the spirit and fairy and undead and Reaper are all really annoying. That I'm just confused. I confused myself. So it's fairy and Reaper killer, 150%. One hit. Non-elemental physical damage to one enemy 200 times, 100 times each, 400 times max. Hu Tao's HP is 50% or less. Fill LB gauge to the max on the next turn after you use it your first time. So then you can start the stacking process a little bit faster. Vision card coming over for tea. I tried to make an image of how this would work, but it was so bad that I just didn't want to. I didn't even want to show it. I didn't even want to show it, guys. So it would have been awful. Stats at level 10, 115 attack and up to 100 HP. Level 3, increased attack with a spear by 50%. Level 7, increased attack with a spear by 50%. Increased TDH by 50%. And level 10 for Hu Tao only, 150% TDH and also limit burst damage 50%. So that's it. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Is this too broken? I think that some things may need to be reduced, maybe, perhaps, but overall, she's kind of like a Dark Knight character when it comes to like Final Fantasy. So it's balanced around her HP and you have to constantly keep it lower. But against some trials, maybe she'll be vulnerable. She'll be vulnerable in that aspect. She could get hit. But in a lot of trials, I guess you're not really worried about getting hit anymore, right? So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, what you guys think about this, and I'll see you in the comments down below. See you in the comments. Also, once again, thank you for 5,000 subscribers on my channel. We're doing something really big. Don't know when, but it'll be a big stream. Join the Discord, be a part of the celebration and also planning. And I'll see you in the Discord. I'll see you in the comment section. Peace!